What's up, YouTube? You know what day it is. It's Sis-Thursday. My name is Bettina.
My name's Annette, and in today's Sis-Thursday video, we're doing something a little bit different. Bettina and I love discussing stuff that we watch, read, and play together, but we haven't gotten to spend as much time together since we've both moved in with our boyfriends.
So we decided that it would be fun to take a brief moment to talk about each of the different forms of media that we've been enjoying lately. We're going to talk about TV shows, movies, books, and games with each other and with you guys too. As you're watching this video, you can comment down below to let us know what your favorite things are too. And give us a like while you're down there also. Ready? Let's begin!
My boyfriend has been showing me some excellent shows that he's been telling me about for ages, and now I'm finally getting to binge watch them with him. There's the anime Rorouni Kenshin, based on the manga of the same name, about a wandering swordsman in the Meiji period in Japan. Think the 1870s. A decade before the show takes place, our main hero was a master assassin known as Batosai the Manslayer, but now he's a reverse blade-carrying badass who's taken a vow never to take another human life. I love the show because it mixes awesome action sequences with lighthearted, goofy humor, at least in the dozen or so episodes I've seen so far. Definitely look forward to seeing more on Funimation. There's also the Star Wars Clone Wars animated series, which takes place between the Star Wars prequels Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. What I enjoy about Clone Wars is that it's basically an anthology series. Aside from a few story arcs here and there, the show is very episodic, and one can more or less jump in at any point and get the gist of what's going on. Also, even though the soldiers fighting in this war are all identical clone troopers, there are some that stand out through subtle visual and personality differences, and the voice acting from D. Bradley Baker, who plays all those clones by himself, is really something else. It and all other Star Wars content are currently available on Disney+. Lastly, I finally started watching How I Met Your Mother, or Himium for short. Finished 2 out of 9 seasons, and I am loving it so far. If you're looking for a down-to-earth sitcom about relationships with witty writing and sweet, smart, funny characters, give it a watch on Hulu.
At the end of a long day, after my boyfriend and I have had dinner and there's nothing else that we want to do, we love to put on Dragonball. Not Dragon Ball Z, it's the original show that was in the 80s, and it's in its original Japanese, so we read the subtitles, and it is an amazing show. It's silly and full of action and jokes. It's basically about this young boy named Goku. He's a little overpowered, he's super strong and super good-hearted and a little naive and dumb. Basically, he gets roped into this quest to find the 7 Dragon Balls, which grant you a wish if you can find all of them. And then once your wish has been granted, the Dragon Balls spread out and they hide for a year. You're able to find them again. So we're on season 3. A lot happens in this show. It's crazy. There are different villains. There's a tournament arc. Oh my god. It's so good. Now they're fighting more bad guys, and it's just so much fun. I look forward to watching Dragon Ball every time we turn it on, and it's just a lot of fun. I actually haven't watched that many movies recently because I usually default to YouTube for my entertainment or Dragon Ball with my boyfriend, but recently, earlier this month, we saw this movie called Death at a Funeral, which there is actually 2 versions of it. One is a British version that was first, and the other one was a black version, which was more recent and like a little more on the funny side, but also kind of dumbed down. It's really funny because both are about this guy who's in charge of a funeral for his father, and his brother is a famous writer, and there's a sister, her fiance, like he gets drugged by one of his Valium pills, and the guy meets his dad's old friend, Peter Dinklage, who is in both movies, and it's just hilarity ensues. I don't want to spoil it, but it was so much fun. I would recommend seeing the British version just because it's the original and it does it a lot better and smarter, but beat for beat, like almost every funny line that is in it is in the black version too. It's got so many more celebrities that I know, like Chris Rock and Kevin Hart, the guy who was in Enchanted, Luke Wilson, a lot of people. But yeah, definitely recommend either version, more so the British version if you're gonna watch anything at all.
Oof, that is hard to pick. Lately I've gotten the chance to catch my boyfriend up on some Pixar films that he's missed. He's seen most of them, but ones that he's never seen before watching with me include Soul, Up, and believe it or not, the Toy Story sequels. It has been an absolute blast seeing how he reacts to these animated gems, and every so often, what he'd do is he'd pause the movie right to digest what was happening in the moment, and being a bit of a philosophical type, he'd take a minute to analyze a character's motivations or interpret the deeper themes and meanings of the plot, which lets me know that he really enjoys it, so I get a real kick out of that. Admittedly, I haven't been reading very much, though I have been listening to audiobooks a lot more often, and one that I finished this month before moving up here was called Undeniable: Evolution and the Science of Creation, written and narrated by Bill Nye. You know, the science guy. I don't often listen to nonfiction, but this one was a fascinating and engaging listen, and I highly recommend it to any and all science lovers.
I haven't been reading that much either, but I've been listening to an audiobook it's like a sequel to one of my old favorite book series. It is Dark Materials by Phillip Pullman. It is the book The Secret Commonwealth, which is the second book in a kind of sequel series that follows the same world that Phillip Pullman created. Basically continues the story of Lyra Silvertongue, and it's this world where every person has an animal companion that is like part of your soul, and she and her soul demon Pan are not getting along, which is unusual because you think you'd get along with yourself, but it's very interesting because I guess she's been through a lot of trauma in the original Dark Material series, and I guess she's changing. She's 20 years old now, where in the book she was like 12 or 13. She was just a kid. So it feels like Steven Universe future in that way. She's like not the kid she used to be, and she's feeling self-conscious and wondering if she can do the same amazing things that she used to do. And she's going on this whole epic adventure, and there's a lot of political intrigue and conspiracy going on in the background too. And it's amazing. I would highly recommend any fans of his Dark Materials to read that. I'm having such a good time. It's narrated by Michael Sheen, who does an amazing job. I only know Michael Sheen because he was in the Good Omens show, but his voices are amazing. Great voice acting, and really a pleasure to listen to him read it. I have a couple of answers for this one. Firstly, I am playing the computer game Omori on my original channel, which you can check out if you have time. It's really fun, a little dark and maybe triggery for a few people, I don't know, but I highly recommend it. It's very cute and art JRPG kind of style, pixely. And the other one is a fantastic game that my boyfriend and I have been playing together on the Xbox. It's called Deep Rock Galactic, and you're basically space dwarves whose job is to mine for gems and gold and fight off space bugs. The best thing about it is the levels are procedurally generated, which means that whenever you start playing, you end up in an entirely different world. You don't know what kind of cave it's going to be in. Maybe it's an ice cave, or maybe it's a fire cave. Maybe it's a desert kind of cave where the dirt is all sand and you have sandworms popping out of the ground. Endless amounts of fun, and my boyfriend is the engineer, so he can shoot platforms. I'm the scout, so with my grappling hook I can jump onto those platforms and mine for more things. It is just such a bonding experience, and I highly recommend it.
Haven't been playing many games, to tell you the truth. Not unless you count the addictive 2048 online game, that is. But I am in a couple of D&D campaigns with my boyfriend, the Dungeon Master for both, playing virtually with friends every other week via Discord. In one campaign, active since September 2019, I'm a level 5 human fighter named Belrose. And in the other one, which we started playing this month, I'm a level 3 dwarf wizard named Brilwyn. Not much to really say about them, besides the fact that I have a lot of fun going on quests, finding loot, and fighting imaginary monsters alongside friends over the internet.
This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed hearing my sister and me rattle on about our favorite things. Maybe we'll talk more about our other favorite things in the future, if you're curious to hear about that.
Thank you guys for watching, and let us know what you think of this new format. Also, give us a like or leave a comment if you share some of our favorite shows, films, books, or games this month. See you next Thursday! Bye!